Hi, in this video we'll try to talk about anomalies. Anomalies, we know anomaly is something which is a deviation from an expected value, right? It's kind of abnormal values. So we will try to use that option which we have in a line chart visual and some of the visuals too. So let us try to drag the line chart visual onto the canvas on a new report page. And once we drag that, let us try to add those values. We'll try to add date to the x-axis, and also for the y-axis we'll try to add the total sightings. So that way we have a line chart, and we'll just try to clean it up so that the line chart also looks good. And let us try to add the data labels and all that stuff. So as you can see straight away, you can see the line chart and nothing fancy about it. It's a simple thing. You hover over any kind of data point, you'll get the date. Even though x-axis looks like it's only years are showing, but actually those are dates inside. So let us try to make all those changes. Let us try to go to the data labels and make sure that the display units are none. And also make sure that the x-axis we try to make it as categorical so that all those dates also will show up. So let us try to do that, and once we do that, we should be able to look at the visual and see that let us try to resize it. Again, all these things we are trying to do is that to make sure that the visual is popping up. And we'll try to, like I said, if we look at any kind of data point, hover over any kind of data point, you see those things. We have those data labels also now visible, and we have added those slicer and also the back button so that we can go back to the page navigator anytime you want. So now that the visual is ready, let us see, because there are so many points, right? It's almost like 100 years worth of data. So there are a lot of points. So whenever you want to see, you can just click on a point and see what is the date and all. So now that we have, let us try to go to the format settings. Like I said, let us do step by step, and we have many options, right? We have used most of them. We have used markers, data labels and all. So for example, if you enable the trend line option, you have a trend line. If you see that dotted line, dashed line, so that's a trend line. You can also add any reference line. So we can add any kind of linear or any kind of reference line. You can add the max line, min line, average line, or whatever. Depends on your needs. So you can add that. So that option is also available. And also you can add an average line. All those lines will show up as a dashed line. So you can add one or two lines there so that you can try to highlight whatever you want to highlight in the line chart. So now that that is done, let us try to go to say error bars we have already used. Let us click on forecast. So I think one of the videos, I don't remember much, but I think we have used forecast too. But anyway, we have that forecast enabled. Once you enable, you have so many options, right? In the units, you have your points. It could be days, years, months, quarters. We kind of try to play around with them because that is today's agenda is not that. We want to look at the anomalies, but I thought we'll also see these options. You can click on the forecast length and ignore the last two, seasonality. All those things can be done. And once you do that and apply, like I said, this is 100 years worth, almost 100 years worth data. So you might have to zoom into that particular area, then only you will see. So as we can rightly see, you have those things showing up, the forecast things also. So again, it's up to you. You can play around with the format settings and try to use forecast option too. Depends on your need. And probably we'll try to cover in detail maybe at a future date about forecast. So like I said, you can use months, years, quarters, days, or whatever, right? You can make all those changes and try to play around with it, and maybe try to read up in case if you get a chance. And you can add the seasonality too. You can ignore the last 2 or 3 or whatever data points, if it is years, months, or days, or whatever. That can be done. And now that we have done that, We will also look at other things, right? You have your in those options itself, there are a lot of options in the forecast, and we'll try to turn them off. We don't need that for today's video. So let us try to go back to anomalies. That is what we are interested in, right? So once you enable that part, anomalies, and you have more options you can choose, right? You want to show them. The default marker is that. So let us try to change that. If you hover over any point, it will tell you what is the minimum, maximum, and expected range. You can make all the changes. Let us try to change the type, shape type to something different. And also let us try to change the color to something else so that that pops out. So that maybe we'll use this color. And once we scroll down, we will try to order, maybe add border, or you can have the expected range, you can have a line or fill, transparency. All those changes can be done, but for now we'll not worry much about those settings. Let us try to focus on the task at hand. So like I said, anomalies is every data point has, if you hover over any kind of data point, it will show you what is the expected value, mean value. I mean, it is learning from whatever the historical data, right? So once you click on any data point, it will tell you, hey, on this particular date, it had a value of 238, which is the above expected the range of 9 to 15. So it is telling you why it is probably these are the reasons, right? So it is giving you the possible explanations too. So like you can always go back to some other data point and click on it, and once you click on it, this particular window opens up. So I mean, this is kind of an additional tool which you can maybe at your leisure pace, or if the need arises, you can also try to use this anomalies option on your line chart and try to get more insights into your data, and also look at read up all those explanations too. Like for example, I clicked on some other data point. It is also telling me that, hey, why that value is high. Probably these are the reasons why it is high. So this is the explanation from that. So briefly, we touched upon the anomalies option in line chart, so so that we get some kind of additional explanation. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.